minus 3x plus 6. So the negative 5 that we have there is the same as minus 2x minus 3x. So that will give us minus 5 there. So then this negative 2 and then negative 3, when you multiply, it will give you the positive 6 that we have there. Yeah, it is another beautiful day as I welcome you to Menalights TV. As we have started with algebraic expression, this time around we want to look at past questions on algebraic expression. So we have the first one, 3q times 12pq. And in this context, when we are asked to multiply, first we multiply the numbers first. So that will be 3 times 12 will give us 36. Then when we come to the variables, what to do is we add the exponent. When we are multiplying, we add the exponent. So here this q is having 1, then another q here, and then the p is only 1. So we have p, then the q 1 plus 1. Since we are multiplying, we add the exponent. So 1 plus 1 will give us 2. So we have the q squared there. Now let's come to the second one. We have 2ab squared into bracket all squared. So this means this squared is affecting the b, it's affecting the a, and it's affecting the 2 as well. So here 2 squared will give us 4, which is 2 times 2. So 2 times 2 will give us 4 there. Then we have a exponent 1. So the 1 times 2 will give us a squared. Then the b is b exponent 2. So 2 times 2 will give us b exponent 4. This times 3a cubed b. 3a cubed b. So what we are going to have is the 4 times the 3 will give us 12. We have our 12 there. Then the a, we have the a squared and then a cubed. Now in this context, since the bases are the same, we go to the law of indices. If the bases are the same and then we have multiplication, we add the exponent. So it becomes a squared, then the 2 plus the 3 will give us a exponent 5. Then the b, here we have 4 and this is 1. So since the bases are the same, we have multiplication, we add the exponent. So the 4 plus the 1 will give us b exponent 5. So this is the answer for the second question. 5w plus 7p squared minus 4w plus 3p squared. So what we do is we group the like terms together. So you have the 5w minus 4w plus 7. So 5w minus 4w plus 7p squared plus 3p squared. So here 5w minus 4w, we are left with what? Only w. So w plus 7p squared plus 3p squared. Since then we have p squared here, another p squared. What we have to do is what? We add the 7 and the 3. So that will give us 10p squared. 10p squared. As the answer to the question number 3. Into bracket x plus 2, then minus 3 into bracket x plus 1. So in this context, what we have to do is first we have to expand the bracket, then we simplify. So what we have is the 4 will multiply everything we have in this bracket. So 4 times x will give us 4x plus the same 4 will multiply the 2. So 4 times 2 will give us 8. Then minus 3 times x will give us 3x. Then negative 3 times 1 will give us negative 3. So here we can group the like terms together. So we have the 4x minus 3x. So 4x minus 3x, then plus 8 minus 3. So we have 4x and we take 3x out, so we are left with only x, so that will be x. Then here we have 8 minus 3. So we are taking 3 from 8, we are left with what? Only 5. So the answer is x plus 5. That will be the final answer here. Now let's look at some more examples. So we look at this word problem. Amma is n years old now. How old was she 10 years ago? That's the first question. Then the second question, how old will she be in 20 years time, or how old will she be in 20 years? When you look at this, now, right now, Amma is n years old. This n is a variable. We don't know what number is that n. So, in 10 years ago, how old was Amma? 10 years ago, how old was Amma? So, suppose Amma is 20 years old now. So, 10 years ago, that will be 20 minus what? 10. That will be 10 years old. But right now, Amma is what? N years old. So now she's N. So 10 years ago, how was she? How old was she? So that will be 10, N minus what? 10 years. So the N minus the 10 years, that is the answer that we have there. So now that she's N years old, how old will she be in 20 years to come? So now, suppose she is 5 years old. So in 20 years to come, Amma will be what? That will be the 5 years she is now, plus the 20 years to come. So 5 plus 20. So now that she's N years old, in 20 years, Amma will be what? N plus 20 years. So Amma will be what? N plus 20 years old in 20 years time. A man has 6 X sheep and 5 Y goats. He sells 3 X sheep and then 2 Y goats. How many animals are left after the sales? So if you're having 6 X sheep and then you sold 3 X sheep, that will be what? 6X minus what? 3X. So the first list you have 6X minus 3X. That's the first one. Then plus he's having 5 Y goats and then he sold 2 Y goats. So 5Y minus 2Y. So from there you can say that, so you take 3X from 6X, we are left with another 3X. Then plus 5Y minus 2Y will give you what? The same 3Y. So looking at this, the man is having 3X sheep plus 3 goats left after the sales. So we have another question, x squared minus 5x plus 6. Now, when you look at this, this is only 3 terms. So before we can solve this, we have to make it 4 terms. So for us to make it 4 terms, we need to ask yourself, what two numbers, if you add, you get negative 5. When you multiply, you get positive 6. In that case, we can break the 5 down to be negative 2 and then negative 3. So negative 2 plus negative 3 will give us negative 5. And then negative 2 times negative 3 will give us positive 6. So in this context, we are going to replace the 5x with minus 2 and then minus 3. So we rewrite this as x squared minus 2x minus 3x plus 6. So the negative 5 that we have there is the same as minus 2x minus 3x. So that will give us minus 5 there. So then this negative 2 and then negative 3, when you multiply, it will give you the positive 6 that we have there. So now that we have this, we have to group them 2. So we have our x squared minus 2x into one bracket, then minus 3x plus 6 also into another bracket, or 3 plus 6 into another bracket. So we factorize. Now when you look at the x squared and then minus 2x, what do they have in common? We have x here, we have what? X here as well. So mind you, this 2 is squared and this is what? Normal 2. So they don't have anything in common. So here we have the x out here. Then since one x is out, we have another x left, so you bring it. So that means the x times x will give you the x squared, then minus. So since we have x here, then we are left with the 2 there, so you bring the 2. So minus 2 times x will give you minus 2x as we have there. So let's go to the second one. We have the 3 and the 6. What they have in common is these 3 can go into 6. So minus then the greatest common factor 3 out. Then if 3 is out, then we are left with what? We are left with x here. Then in the next context, negative 3 will have effect on the 6 here. So how many times will negative 3 divide positive 6? It will divide negative 2 times. Now once we are done, what we have in the bracket must be the same. The things in the bracket must be the same. We have the x minus 2, then x minus 2 also. So here what we have is, we write those ones outside the bracket. We have the x here, and then the negative 3 here. So the first bracket, the first one, we have the x minus 3 into one bracket. Then the other bracket, you write any of them, they are the same, so x minus 2 as well. Which means that when we factorize x squared minus 5x plus 6, the result that we're going to get is x minus 3 into one bracket, then another bracket, x minus 2. So we have example 8, a squared plus 7a plus 10. So here we ask ourselves two numbers. When you add, you get 7. When you multiply, you get 10. So in this context, when you add 2 and 5, so 2 plus 5 will give you 7. 2 times 5 will give you what? 10. 2 plus 5 will give you 7. And then the 2 plus 2 times 5 will give you what? 10. Now suppose we have a coefficient. The coefficient that we have here is 1. So the 1 times the 10 will give you the 10. Suppose the coefficient here is 2. We have to use this 2 to multiply the 10 to give you the 20. So since there's no coefficient here, so it's 1. 1 times 10 will give you what? The same 10. So this is the same as a squared plus 2a plus 5a plus 10. So the 7 is now 2a plus 5a. Now you group them 2, 2, so then a squared plus 2a into one bracket, then another bracket 5a plus 10. So that will give us, so here what we have in common is a. So since we take one a out, we have another a left. So we multiply again the a squared plus 2 here. Then in another bracket, the plus have to come. So plus 5 out, we have the a, 5 will go into 10 plus 2. So when you look at it, the things we have in the bracket are the same. So here we have those outside a plus 5, then a plus 2 as the final answer here.